How's everybody doing? This is Mr. Nolan, and I am doing your 7D notes that has to deal with the division of the Christian Church, and the Christian Church during the Byzantine Empire. Here we go. All right, just a quick refresher. There's no notes to write down right now. I just want to remind you guys that after the year 476, which is significant because that's when the Western Roman Empire falls, after the year 476, here is what we end up having develop in the West. It's important to know this because it impacts the way the church will develop. In the West, with no more Roman emperor, the Pope is going to become the most powerful person. He's going to have influence over many small, insignificant rulers in the parts of the world that we know as France, Germany, Spain, and Brittany, as well as Italy. Okay? The Pope is going to be the most powerful person there. There's no person over top of him. Part of that's also because all of these people are Catholic. So while the empire itself is not unified anymore under the Roman Empire as its name, it is kind of sort of still unified under what becomes the Catholic Church. In the East, on the other hand, as you can see here on this map, remember we have the Eastern Roman Empire, which becomes known as the Byzantine Empire and is going to continue on for 1,000 years. So you are going to have an emperor who prefers to be seen as the most important person in the East. Okay. Another example from this time period a little bit later on in the year 814, around the time when Charlemagne dies, again, you have this Frankish Empire, which as you can see includes Rome in it. Okay, and this is all going to be Catholic. Whereas over here you still have the Eastern Roman Empire, okay, which is going to develop into something else. As time passes, the Western and Eastern Christian churches are going to grow apart over ideology. The Western portion, as we know, is going to become the Roman Catholic Church, and the Eastern portion is going to become known as the Greek or Eastern Orthodox Christian Church. And that is what we're going to look at, is comparing and contrasting the two differences today. All right, a couple of fundamental differences, and now you can start paying attention in writing. The Roman Catholic Church is actually centered in Rome, which, if from the standpoint of the Byzantines, is far away from their seat of power. Okay, so it's centered in Rome, far away from the seat of Byzantine power in Constantinople. It's headed by the Pope. Church is said, or Mass as they refer to it, is said in Latin, and they did not allow the use of icons. Okay, and we'll get into what an icon is in a second. Okay, so these are some basic ideas about the Catholic Church. All right. Now, the Greek Orthodox Church, on the other hand, is going to be centered in Constantinople. It's near the seat of power. It's in the same city as the seat of power, the Byzantine Empire. And it's going to be headed by the Patriarch, is what they refer to him as well as a lot of bishops. Now, the Greek Orthodox Church is going to allow Mass to be said in Greek, and they're also going to allow the use of icons. The language thing is kind of important because we all know now that Latin is a dead language. The influence that Latin has on us is the Romance languages. Spanish, French, Portuguese, languages such as that. So as Christian Masses or Catholic Masses are said in Latin, and they were until about 50 years ago, as they are said in Latin, people no longer know what is being said. They're just sitting there for an hour while someone's talking in a language they don't understand. The Greek Orthodox Church is going to allow services to be said in Greek, which is the language that the local people speak, so they can understand what's going on during a service and be a participant. Now, what is an icon? An icon is a statue or a painting that you could pray to, often of Christ or a saint. So this picture here is a picture of an Orthodox altar. Okay, and as you can see, all of the iconography there, all of the different pictures, all of the different saints that you can offer individual prayers to. Okay, sometimes a Greek Orthodox won't just pray to God, they'll pray to a specific saint for help. Now, a Catholic Church, on the other hand, this is the interior of a modern Catholic Church. Yes, you see Jesus up on the cross. You also see Mary and Joseph, but again, not as much with all of the saints like you saw in the Orthodox Church. Now, the other thing here is authority and doctrine is going to become a big factor here. The Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, now remember, there's no emperor in the West. The Pope is considered to be the most important person in the West. And priests must practice what is known as celibacy. All right, and celibacy, what that means, guys, is that the Roman Catholic clergy is not allowed to get married or have children, okay, or the acts involved. And then the last thing here is the Roman Catholic Church does not allow divorce. Even to this day, divorce is still a sin in the Roman Catholic Church and is not recognized. So all of those things are doctrine that the Catholic Church teaches. Over time, the Greek Orthodox Church is going to see that the emperor is still more important than the patriarch or the bishops. Okay? Again, remember, we still have an empire in the East. We don't have one in the West. The Greek Orthodox Church believes that priests should be allowed to get married, should be allowed to have families, and then they also do believe that divorce is allowed. So again, some differences. And eventually, in the year 1054, so after about 500 or so years of growing apart, the split is going to become official, and it's known as the Great Schism, which will divide us into the Eastern Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic Church. And for the sake of a map and for you guys to kind of see how those churches and their influences are going to spread, that's it right there. And that's it for this set of notes.